So Monday Night Raw tonight had action, it had suspense, it had good wrestling matches, it had things that were relevant to building stories towards SummerSlam. It had all the elements of what a Monday Night Raw or a wrestling program should have, or all the things we've been asking for it to have. So the question is, to my naysayers out there, was tonight enough? Did tonight give you hope for the future of the Raw product or the WWE product in general? For me, I think it did. For maybe Adam, maybe it didn't. But we're going to talk about that. More importantly, we're going to mark out.
We are going to watch Battlegrounds, drink some Diet Pepsis, and talk about the Ascension.
I'm not angry. What the?
The longest-running weekly, overproduced, under-talented, episodic, sometimes echoing, often infighting wrestling podcast.
All right, so welcome to episode 421 of the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, coming to you on YouTube Live, Twitch Live,
Not Twitch.
YouTube Live, Twitch Live, podcasting on Podbean, iTunes. We're on, where else are we at? We're on Stitcher and...
Stitcher, you already said iTunes. Spotify. We're on Spotify. I thought we weren't on Twitch tonight. That's what I was trying to
yeah,
subtly
you should just let me get through that before trying to tell me.
Well,
Adam.
Well.
So anyway, so if you're with us live, and we're having some kind of technical issues with the video, I apologize if it gets choppy or if it buffers at all or if we drop any streams. Settings happen last minute and screwed it up. So we're just gonna roll with it. Hopefully it's good. If it's not, we're gonna deal with it.
I think the audio is okay.
Okay. Well, yeah. Awesome. Well, hopefully that works out. So we're gonna talk Monday Night Raw tonight, and as you heard, I have Brian with me and I have Adam. Say hello, Adam.
Hello. I am excited to review. Although I missed apparently the gauntlet at the beginning.
You did, and we're gonna cover everything that happened tonight in Raw and give our opinions of it. Just our opinions. We're not analytical geniuses. We're not experts. We don't pretend to be. We're just gonna give our opinions as fans, and you can take them or you can leave them. Right?
That's
it.
It's as simple as that.
We might fight. We might argue. We might hold hands and sing Kumbaya. I don't know. Something's going to happen tonight, though.
I might cry. Honestly, I might cry. I don't know.
Maybe. So, Adam, we are live on YouTube, no matter how bad the video may be right now. But can you please tell us some of the characters we have on the board following us live?
We got Bang Bus here. DP is here as well. I saw Berto on the board. Stike, Soji, over on Twitch. Doesn't look like Justin's here yet, but I'm sure some of the other lieutenants will show up as well.
Okay. All right. So that's what we got going on. There's our people. We'll be jumping into our board here and there throughout the night. And
when they say something worth the shit.
When they say something worth the stuff, worth the shit.
Worth the stuff.
I was trying to be nice about it.
Yeah. No.
So let's just give an overall look here without getting into details because I don't want to ruin the details for the Is It Good game. But guys, Raw tonight I thought had a very fast-paced environment. It didn't spend a lot of time dragging on certain points, and it had some viciousness to it. Brian?
It definitely did. Namely, the whole Seth Rollins thing. I don't know if the guy just had a death wish tonight in Arkansas.
Don't blow your load.
He asked me, but I'm just saying,
overall theme without going details.
The physicality of the whole entire show. They used blood. Okay, we don't really see it that much. And I know this wasn't from, the Crimson Mask or anything like that. It was
right.
But it was blood nonetheless, and that's something that they don't really do all that often. So, but, still overall, I thought it was a great show. The ending with Roman, but having it tie in with fucking Cedric Alexander, man. Having him in the main event mix, totally cool.
Adam, real quick.
My whole night was a whole cringe night. The whole night. I'm either cringing because someone's in pain, cringing because we're talking about a pregnant woman being pinned. Or I'm cringing because I got two women acting like they're the View out there. There was a lot of variations of cringe, but some of them, obviously, like Brian said, were definitely geared toward the pain side with Seth Rollins' brutality.
I cringed that he went negative. The first here. What's your opinion? Negative.
The first thing I said
was, my name is Adam. My name is Adam. I'm negative.
Thank you for that. I'm so glad you fell into that trap. The first thing I said was that I cringed that Seth was in pain. That's negative. You're right, Rob.
Yeah,
Way to listen. Way to listen.
That one
Good
thing.
job,
That one thing.
Rob.
Then the remaining.
You're rose-colored with everything
Okay.
but me. I got it.
That one thing, and then the remainder of it was him going, "All right, this is bad, and that was bad, and everything bad."
Yeah, everybody heard it.
Okay, so anyway, so any opening thoughts on the board before we get into it? I don't want to spend a lot of time here, but anything opening thoughts on the board?
Let's see some opening thoughts. They were arguing whether Corey was on the show or not, honestly, and yeah, Corey was there. Just
Okay.
FYI.
All right.
And now so is Brennan Bread.
So here's the rundown of tonight. We're going to do the You Good game here in just a minute. After that, we're going to do the NXT Minute with Adam. We're going to we'll get into that more in depth. The Smarky Awards Best of the Week or of the Night. Final thoughts, and then we'll get out of here. Before we do anything, I do want to let you know about something exciting that you might have already known about. But if not, you can go to markedoutgear.com, and go there, check out our own personal library archive of our own personal T-shirt designs, our podcast designs. You can do onesies for your babies if you got a newborn. We got T-shirts. You ask for hoodies. We got hoodies. You can do sweatpants, coffee mugs, whatever the case may be. Get yourself something from markedoutgear.com. Brian, what's the promo code you put in?
I believe it's marked out. Just all one word.
Or two.
Or two.
Either one. Right? All one word, marked out. And how much do you save, Adam? How much do you save?
10%.
10%. So if you buy $100 worth of shit, you save $10. Pretty good.
It's good.
I'll take that any day. Any day. But I tell you what, if you get some from there and you're like, I really want some more stuff, you can go to collarandelbowbrand.com and go to Al Snow's site, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool stuff there.
Owner of OVW.
Yeah, I work out in my collar and elbow shirt all the time. I've been going to the gym, hitting it hard lately, trying to, build some muscle, lose some fat, doing my best, right? Trying to look good for the wife. And I always go in my collar and elbow shirt because you know what? Other wrestling fans see it and they go, "Oh, dude, you're a wrestler." And we are a tribe, right, Brian?
Sure. Oh, dude, I cannot tell you how many times I'll just be walking around and someone will just fucking be like, they'll either too sweet me or they'll see me wearing a fucking wrestling T-shirt and they're just like, "Oh, hey, I'm
Right.
one of you." It happens a lot. It happens more often than you think.
And what's more wrestling than collar and elbow,
Right.
It's a fucking hold. All right, so anyway, collarandelbowbrand.com. Go there, marked out, all one word, 10% off your order. And help support the podcast. We certainly would appreciate that. With all that said, let's go ahead and jump right into it.
You good?
You good? You good? You good?
You good?
All right, here we go. You good. So I'm going to run through the different segments from tonight's Monday Night Raw. And my cohorts here are going to have the option to either say, I'm good, meaning they don't want to talk about it, or they can begin discussing the topic at hand. I have that option as well. If we don't want to talk about it, or if we're done talking about it, we'll hear this sound. Good. Right? That means we're moving on. So here we go. Let's start the opening segment of the night. We had first we had a video show up, a video about how prestigious the championships were in WWE, which I had a good giggle at, Brian.
Well, I thought they were going to start off with something that was actually legit and serious, but then just immediately it just took a fucking right turn.
The new championship. It was like a Don LaFontaine.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The new
In a world.
24/7 championship has now taken the mantle as the most prestigious belt in WWE.
Wait, don't you mean the 24 champion?
The 24 champion.
The 24 champion.
Yes.
Wasn't there might have even been a record screech. That happened, and then it went into fucking Benny Hill.
Well, they didn't quite do Benny Hill, but
No,
you are right.
but-
They definitely went into some kind of a goofy soundtrack. But if we're going to talk about the 24/7 championship, we might as well bring it up. So here's what happened. We had our first ever suspension of the 24/7 rules to have a legit 24/7 championship match. R-Truth and Carmella versus Drake and the dressed out Renee.
Well, I don't think the rules were suspended. It was just.
Well, no, they said that. They said they
Did
suspended.
they actually say that? Okay.
Suspending normal 24/7
I thought
rules.
they were just enforcing
Believe it
as
or
a
not, they've
sanctioned
said
match.
it. They've said it each time he's been in a booked match. They've
Right.
gone out of their way to say it, which is kind of cool.
So this time we have the entire 24/7 division. I'm gonna tap out on that one and say division. Around in the, it wasn't a what's it normally called?
Well, they called it a 24/7 championship mosh pit.
Mosh pit. That's what it normally called around the outside. I'm having a brain fart right now.
Yeah.
When they're around the ring.
Dog pile?
Ringside?
No,
What,
when
fucking
you no
Lumberjack?
Lumberjack. Thank you, Jesus Christ. All right, so not lumberjack, right? It's the mosh pit.
a mosh pit.
I will throw you in the mosh pit, right? So we have a match there with Renee dressed out. Now, real quick, before we get into the details of this match, Actually, you guys, I want to talk about it. Before we get into the details of this
we
match.
already are.
Renee,
Yeah, I mean,
Renee being dressed out and in ring.
Yeah.
Does this mean that she's going to be a full-time talent on the roster?
I think they're going to use her at least for this.
Yeah.
She was already in the Mae Young. I mean, why not? It already makes sense.
Right.
It's not like she's just Charmel or something, you know.
Yeah. I mean, she's a wrestler.
Right. Yeah.
She's legit.
Right. She's not just going out there and taking bumps as someone's spouse. This isn't what was it? AJ's wife, Wendy. This isn't that.
It's a rare bird nowadays to have somebody go right to the main roster TV without really having a stint on NXT or some kind of
It's
developmental.
true. She did skip the whole thing. That is pretty fucking commendable.
But I mean, if it's TV and she fits to the story and she's already there,
And they're married, right?
and they're married, but
They're
that doesn't matter in NXT versus the main roster. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Okay, stop doing that. It doesn't. I know it for a fact. Okay. So anyway, so we had the match here.
Do you though? Because Killian Dane and Nikki Cross haven't been on the same roster. They keep flopping each other.
Again, you cannot. The married rule. I'll put it out there now. The married rule applies only to main roster. You will not have a husband and wife on different main roster shows. It does not apply to NXT because then you're talking about an asset to the to a company, and you're not going to make somebody an asset just because they're married to somebody. Okay, you've agreed with me on that in the past. Now you're not.
I'm just agreeing that Candice and Johnny don't have to be separated.
Okay, I'm just telling you that's what the rule is, and I know
I'm
that
trying
for
to think of a
Because
couple that
Brian's
separated.
trying to get Candice, and she's
All right, we're going to talk about the wrestling.
Won't work.
We're going to talk about the rest of this show.
She's not returning my calls.
We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw here. So basically, R-Truth gets the win over Drake, right? And then the entire roster the mosh pit jumps up on the apron. They do a dog pile pin on R-Truth.
You don't even see who's at the bottom.
You don't.
Well, you kind of saw
On the replay, but
you saw that Mike Bennett got on him first.
Right,
Sorry, Canales.
in real time, not really. In real time, it was very
I guess
fast.
in real time it was harder to see, but you very
Sure.
clearly saw it.
Yeah. And so what we have now is we have Mike Kanellis coming out, winning the title, and then let's get to the part I think we all want to talk about because the match itself was a match.
You mean the uncomfortable part?
I'll just say this about the match. R-Truth, I think people forget R-Truth can go, man. I mean, he's a good wrestler. I just want to put it. I just wanted to say that out loud.
Of course.
Yeah, he can
He's a
still
good
go.
wrestler. He's a good person.
Yeah.
I love R-Truth.
No, R-Truth is fucking fantastic. He's money. So we have Mike Kanellis in the officials' locker room, and Maria's, she demands to be let in, and goes in there, and then demands that he lays down for her. She takes the title, first pregnant champion ever. She completely emasculates him, right, and then comes out and just puts the belt in everybody's face like, I'm pregnant. What are you gonna do?
Well. Now, for 1 second, I want to go on a different take.
Yeah.
Anybody who is you can't talk, Brian.
Why?
Anybody who is married
Okay.
or has a wife or whatever, especially
He's got whatever.
especially one that you have children with.
Brian just moved in with his girlfriend, guys.
Yeah, just moved
You
in.
know, I don't. If I came home tonight
Nah.
from this podcast,
Yeah.
and my wife tells me to lay down, and for whatever reason she's gonna pin me to get a belt, I'm gonna do the same thing Mike Canales is. The difference is I'm not going to look as much of a pussy as this was on live TV and the way he was commanded to do it.
I could not disagree with you more. If I came home with a championship title and Kiera said, lay down, I'm going to take it from you. No. Meet me in the ring, motherfucker.
No, you know what you do?
Yeah, you're getting a divorce then.
Okay,
It's so obvious. You clearly don't know how marriage works then. That is a bad move, Rob.
Well, we're a wrestling family, so we're going to get in the ring.
Right.
We're going to settle it in the ring.
You turn your back, you hide the belt, like you pretend like everything's fine, and then
Right.
you turn around, and then you clock her right in the top of the head, right? Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
No.
So this is going to continue on in different segments.
Attitude Era?
This story will continue to another
The
segment.
board is not being clean with this
Go ahead. No,
response.
I just want to say this is going to continue in different segments, so we'll come back to this. We're going to circle back. I love this. I think we all say, oh, where's the 24/7 belt going to go? They're just going to keep rotating it. It's eventually going to get old and stale. This is a twist on what we thought would be a very repetitive, boring kind of continuation of it. Right?
Agreed. I definitely did not see this. If you would have told me when they introduced this belt that fucking Maria Kanellis, while pregnant, would be holding it,
Right.
No, I would have spit in your face, and I would have given you a diamond cutter.
Let's
Right.
get to the point then. Where do you go from this? What is next?
Well, what's next is the next segment, and we're going to come back to Maria later.
I have a theory.
What?
What if the baby the baby is essentially pinning her, right? If she's
The baby's the
sleeping,
champion?
Give it to, then you go from a pregnant champion to the youngest
So
ever
what?
champion.
So what? She holds the belt till September when the baby's due.
Maybe. Put the belt on the baby.
The baby on the belt?
Put the-
Hot water burn baby?
Yeah, you don't throw the bathwater out with the championship.
Let me hear the board, then we're going to move forward.
Yeah, please.
Daniel Price says, I'd laugh and say, bitch, no, you asked me politely, and I might let you hold it. Berto says, I like this Maria Mike stuff. It's actually building. It is building.
I love
mean,
it. I love it.
Yeah.
regardless of whether you like it or not, from a storyline perspective, they're pacing it properly.
Agreed.
I belly laughed when Maria said, I'm going to kick you in the vagina. That's from Rocky, who joined us
That
late.
was pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good. Even Kiara laughed at that one.
Yeah. And Berto, Berto says someone's going to pin her at baby class. Like she's on the ground doing Lamaze. Someone just puts her shoulders down and counts 3. She's already down.
Maybe her OB is gonna take the title from her.
Dr. Shelby.
And then it's revealed that it's our truth.
Oh, that would be crazy. Rocky Patel says, or she's really not pregnant. She is absolutely 100% pregnant. Absolutely.
I think it's gonna be Mike. He's gonna pin
This
her
isn't
while
a
she's
work
sleeping.
like Lita when Lita was pregnant and Snitsky pushed her.
He's gonna fail to protect
Wow,
her,
I
and
heard
she's
that,
gonna
Brian.
lose. He's gonna fail to protect her, and she's gonna lose the belt somehow.
What are you talking about?
That fart you just
All right, segment 2 of Monday Night Raw tonight had our U.S. Championship gauntlet. Now, I'm going to say this. So here's how it went. Cesaro started out against Ray. Then we had Ray beat Cesaro. Then Ray beat Sammy in a quick roll-up. We'll get to that. Then Andrade beat Ray. And then Ricochet eventually wins, which I think he was the obvious choice to begin with. He eventually wins it to meet AJ Styles for the U.S. title at SummerSlam. To me, this is a really good build to we've been saying, hey, what are you doing about SummerSlam about getting these matches going? Well, here's one way they did it. They did a gauntlet match. Now you're saying people are going to say, oh, gauntlet matches, we've seen them. Yeah, we have. And sometimes they're pretty bad. And sometimes they're not. Tonight was not. The opening segment of this between Ray and Cesaro, Brian, me and you got to watch it, right? What a great match for both of them.
All these guys. I mean, it sucks that Cesaro, he's kind of getting to push, but not really. He's taking a lot of losses, right?
Sure he is.
Taking a lot of losses, but I mean, he's getting fucking highlighted too. But
Did you think tonight was a loss though? I don't believe it was.
I don't think so. No.
The one bad thing about a gauntlet is there's always 5 losses.
Well, yeah, but
you got 5 pins.
But I mean,
submissions.
but everybody looked good.
But when
everybody looked good.
Yeah, when I say a loss, I mean I'm not just saying taking the pin. I don't believe that in professional wrestling taking the pin is necessarily a loss for that character, right? Maybe for that match, not that character. For me, the opening salvo of this was Cesaro and Ray. And first, I'll say it, and I've admitted, Ray, I am not a big Ray fan. I'm just not, Great guy.
Yeah, you've been shitting on it from
I have.
a little bit.
Ray seemed like he opened up the offensive arsenal tonight. He looked good. He looked fresh. He was hitting some great spots. He was moving around the ring
you've
like he
been
was
really
young.
negative on him, so you haven't seen him. He's been doing this since his return.
Okay.
You've just been so sour on him.
So, but
you can't see anything but the negativity when it comes to
Oh
Ray.
God.
all right, so he looked really well. Cesaro played well with him. Cesaro looked really good. It was a good opening segment. And it just so happens that in this situation, and it's one of those matches where you're like, these two wrestle, it could go either way, right?
Sure.
Nobody was dominating.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want it back on now?
Oh yeah, I mean, I know you want to exert your power.
No, you
there.
just keep filibustering, and I don't want to do all that. So come on, go ahead.
But no, I mean, that's the way you could say that about literally everybody in this match, Rob. It's a 50-50 coin toss. If we took everybody in here and put them in one-on-ones, you could believe that anyone would win.
No, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean, Adam. I mean that the actual wrestling that took place in the match between the two, they both were equally on par in their ability tonight in this match. You could have seen either one of them taking the win in this.
Yeah, I still agree that everybody in this match was equal the way they wrestled.
Okay.
I think Brian said it himself. Everybody looked good in this match.
Everybody looked great.
Even though you have all those pins, like you said, it didn't matter because everybody looked good.
Okay, so before Ray gets the pin on Cesaro, right, we have AJ Styles cited in the back. Now, I've often said that I like to look at subtleties to make my opinion if things are changing or progressing or anything. And we talked about it, Brian, is we went from having a sideway, I'm watching the screen sideways, to what?
I wouldn't call it directly head on,
Right.
but he definitely was not standing next to the TV.
The screen was tilted.
Yes.
Tilted enough that it looked like he was watching it straight on.
His shoulders are almost.
Yeah, but
Almost.
a subtle one-off or them continuing to do that is very different.
I think they're trolling
Throughout
us.
the night, they showed this same angle.
Yeah.
I
but
think,
just AJ.
but that was the only one that
no one else
had
is
tonight.
really watching.
My point is the subtleties, and the other subtlety of it is AJ's in street clothes.
That was the weird thing. He was
So-
wearing a fucking just like a regular
That wasn't even
again,
street clothes.
t-shirt.
Those are farm clothes.
Again, right.
It felt-
Soccer mom clothes. But again, that's not the only time that happened tonight. Natty was in street clothes as well later on.
Yeah.
So, but my point is that he was watching Face Up, and I know this might be a really stupid, minute point to the whole thing, but again, subtleties is it enough that Heyman said, "Hey, y'all been watching the TV sideways? Just make this little change." Details tell a story in a lot of ways, and I don't want to get off on this too much.
I don't,
but
I think
details
you're
can make a difference.
I agree, but I think you're reading into it too much. This could be just a one-night thing. This could be because they had that table set up
and
there.
it could not be. I mean, it could be a hey, we need to
I'm
address
not
this.
saying it could not.
No,
We need to address this little detail.
No, I think that could. But I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
It could be just adding just a little bit more realism to the whole show.
Subtleties. All right, so Ray takes on Sammy. Now, Sammy comes in, goes for the haluva kick right away, right? And misses. And then Ray goes for the roll-up.
Inside cradle.
Inside cradle, but he misses it, right? He misses it. It was a botch. Very good way that they reconnected, go into a small package. 1, 2, 3, it's over. It was a botch. These are two professional wrestlers. They had a botch. They corrected course, and it looked natural.
Yeah, you
right?
move on. You don't fucking repeat
Well, I
the
mean,
spot.
Hold your bearing.
And these are experienced guys. They're not just
Yeah.
professionals. These are experienced guys.
So if you're listening to another podcast review of this show, right there, they're probably like, and he missed the skull bone and they rolled him up inside cradle and it's fucking horrible. This is stupid shit,
know-
right? But
yeah, but-
I'm just saying, professional wrestlers, they missed it, they corrected,
yeah,
it was
but
good.
You know what's even more impressive is to me is when they can correct it so smoothly.
Yeah.
You know, there's been we see botches that are like, oh God, and it's so much worse because they have no way to recover. This was fine.
Sure.
They showed their moxie and recovered from it.
So Ray takes out Sammy, and now we have Ray and Andrade. And again, I think that the booking order here was perfect.
How so? Why?
Well, you set Cesaro up to have the good opening number. Like, you want the opening salvo to be the one that draws people in.
He got you drooling.
Right. You get two good wrestlers having a really good match, and I go, I'm paying attention now. Sammy comes in. It's lights out that quick. It's okay. It feels good. You just had a good match. The
Still
story's
gets his character over.
Yeah.
Right? He's pissed off.
Yeah.
He fucking missed the move.
Exactly. And then you get Andrade in. Andrade, the big bad heel that everybody is like all fucking, he's over. Everybody knows he can wrestle. And now he's continuing this feud from the past, the veteran versus Andrade, right? Ray and Andrade.
Yeah.
Andrade puts it to him after the veterans. He's gassed. He's had a long match and then a quick one. He's gassed. Andrade gets the win. Perfect. Absolutely. Tells the story. Perfect. Every little thing of it works out.
But then not only that, I mean, the fucking exclamation point, him tearing his mask off at the end of it, right?
Yes. Andrade.
Like, what the fuck?
And here's the thing about it. Andrade being the consummate heel, going for the mask tear, which you don't see often anymore.
No.
But the fact that Andrade is a former lucha himself that often comes out to the ring wearing a lucha
Right.
is even more of just an insult to injury.
I wonder if it was something where he was actually, because I don't know, was he actually trying to just fucking
He was
tear
tearing
that
it,
thing?
yeah.
Or was he just trying to get like a little
Nope.
little something?
Trying to
'Cause that
tear
thing
it
was
open.
just like destroyed.
Yeah.
Like Ray just had to grab just pieces of fabric just to kind of cover his face.
Well, that shows the viciousness of it.
Right.
I don't care about taking it off your face. I want your mask,
Well,
your
Rob,
mask to be destroyed.
I mean, I don't want to get off topic here, but when you talk about the viciousness of it, that kind of theme was throughout the night. You know, the viciousness, like little. If you want to talk about subtleties,
Right.
The little viciousness shots from making your pregnant wife making you
Right.
take the pin to this ripping off the mask to how it finished.
Which makes sense because, I mean, the suspension of belief is that professional wrestling is a combat sport, right? So,
Yeah.
so combat insinuates viciousness. You are trying to hurt your opponent. In that case, and in wrestling, you hurt your opponent with storyline as well. The theme tonight was what combat sports should be. I'm coming at you with all I got. And I thought that was great. So then we get Ricochet to come in for the save. He stops the mask there. And he comes in. He has a fucking fantastic match. The crowd was jacked up for this one. Little Rock, Arkansas, showed some balls tonight.
Little Rock, Arkansas. I mean, that is a wrestling city, though. I mean, they're not Charlotte or Memphis, but they're fans of wrestling, I should say.
Yeah,
there's no homegrown talent.
Sure, I wouldn't, but they're not Philly, Chicago,
Oh,
right?
well, yeah, no.
But I'm just saying that they showed some wrestling, some prowess
It's a
tonight.
good crowd. They were loud.
Yeah.
They were engaged.
So Ricochet gets the win.
Although, wait, let me correct it. Not
Yeah.
so much during the R-Truth rap. I will say that.
Oh.
That was noticeably quiet.
Yeah,
at the beginning.
R-Truth opens up with a rap, and it was just
Really?
kind of like, maybe the wrong spot. Go ahead, Adam.
Soji and the board are talking about, not interested in a rehash of Rey and Andrade. I was thinking, when you think when you think about these gauntlet matches, though, they're kind of a pop test or maybe a feud test. This action to me makes it seem like there's no way there can't be fallout from you pulling off my mask. It's not just a normal match.
Yeah.
Like that's like you said, vicious.
It was vicious.
Okay, so this is a retread. They did this on SmackDown. Are they doing the same thing on Raw?
I
with
think
this?
it was simply just to add to Andrade's heel persona. I don't think it'll go further than this at all. I
hope
truly
so.
don't.
I liked that aspect of it a lot, that it added to Andrade's persona. I mean, like you said, vicious.
So Ricochet wins, and then we have a brief but solid promo after the match is over from Ricochet. Nothing extended, nothing too long, right to the point. It's all good. Here's my takeaway from this entire thing, and I know I'm gushing all over it, right? My takeaway from the entire thing is you have a U.S. title that has been shit for as long as I can remember, and now you have a U.S. champion in AJ Styles, and you just put 5 very talented people through a very impressive gauntlet match, all vying for this title. Does it give the U.S. title a little bit more cred just from tonight's performance?
Yes, I wasn't really thinking of it that way. I think that's a byproduct of it. More than anything else, I think, I know me personally, if you just handed Ricochet a rematch, I'd be pissed. Having him earn it this way, I'm totally cool with it. I like that. They did it this way. Does it give more cred? Yeah, I was going more on the rematch being earned, but yeah, it definitely has to elevate the division. You showcased it. There wasn't really much matches beyond this.
Well,
this was a showcase of 6 guys.
There were a few matches.
Not singles. Nothing where it was 1-on-1.
I would just like to request a facelift of the championship. I know that's something that's pretty much been kind of
Seth and Dolph were one
argued and fucking cried about, right? Ever since they brought that in.
I've been very
Actually,
vocal
just how
about that.
it looks, like it just looks silly. Come on, give it a little facelift. I don't give a fuck what it is. Just change
and that
it up.
title, they don't have. There's no prestige in terms of tradition with the U.S. title in WWE. They can change it at any point.
Right.
I mean, they fucking made it a spinner when it was John Cena's.
Yeah. All right, so I think we're good. All right, segment 3 tonight. We got the return of Mike and Maria. I won this for us. Maria wins 24/7 title. Thompson, we did that one. Okay. Segment 4 tonight. We had a moment of bliss with Alexa and Nikki Cross. Let's talk about it. Anybody not want to talk about it?
Adam probably doesn't.
I just want to. I don't want to talk about the first part. When Becky came in, I thought it got much better. At the beginning, it kind of. I know, Rob, you said they're doing their roles. But it was just kind of like 2 girls whining, that we were able to overhear.
Well, yeah, but also you have to put in perspective that they are 2 heels, right? Or at least attempting to be. And so they're out there,
Not so much Nikki.
Right. But
she attacked. No, she was full heel tonight, Brian. I know you're heel blind, but in the middle of the match when the ref is distracted, she's attacking Becky Lynch.
Nikki's a confused dog. She doesn't know.
Yeah, I feel like she's just following whatever Alexa tells her to do, but she doesn't not necessarily. I don't get those heel vibes.
I mean, dog in character, not in person. She's beautiful.
Right. Of course.
But so what you get here first off is you get the video of Fit Finlay training Natty to reverse the armbar. I think that is so fucking creative. That is great. They break a little bit of the fourth wall and they show kind of the inside track of wrestling. Hey, here's how they rehearse and they learn and they teach, which you see on NXT all the time, but you don't see on the main roster.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, there's a little show that they show on the network.
Well, right, and then you have a legend in Fit Finlay, and then you have an attack as they've been doing on NXT in the locker room and in the performance center. Go ahead, Adam.
I was going to say I feel like the announcers kind of sold part of this, Rob, too.
Sure.
Because you have – I was kind of watching it first going – okay, you're showing Fit Finlay teach her something. Why? And then the announcers are like, oh, Fit is teaching her how to reverse Becky's finisher
Sure.
submission. So now you've thrown a little context in, and you take a very, like you said, simple video. Probably took them 10 minutes to shoot.
Yeah.
And you did it over. What was weird to me was she kept mentioning Ronda Rousey, Brian.
I think you're reading into it too much.
Yeah, too much. Yeah.
I think she's mentioning Ronda Rousey because all this the feud with Natty and the Ronda Rousey thing is all to try to build Becky back up to the point that she was pre-Mania.
She's definitely cooled down a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Now-
they're trying to build that heat, man.
Do you think it was fit telling her and showing her how to reverse the disarmor because he's Irish, or is it because he can wrestle?
I don't know. I'm gonna put that mic a little closer. Maybe. I don't know if that's really
It's
relevant.
an Irish thing.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
Irish
Way
on
to be
Irish
funny.
violence.
Sorry, I missed.
No,
the-
it's not a hate crime though because she attacked the Irish person.
true.
It's even.
So the point. So let's go back to the whole moment of bliss real quick. Here's what I saw. The subtlety that I saw that improved Moment of Bliss versus what it had been, which was just a fucking a shit fest. It was just Moment of Bliss has been pretty fucking horrible, right? But tonight you had two little things that interrupted the Moment of Bliss. You had the backstage segment where they showed the training we just talked about, and then you had Becky Lynch with a backstage, a real looking promo where she comes in with her eyes all jacked to the outside, looking kind of Shawn Michaelish. And so,
That is not nice.
it was true. And it's talking about how she's going to hurt her. I thought the Moment of Bliss, I thought was the best one they've ever done was tonight. And just because those two segments came in to interrupt the whole blah, 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 where's my coffee cup bullshit. Right? Okay. Are we done there?
Yeah, nothing really. Daniel Price says he agrees. He thinks Ronda's showing up at SummerSlam.
No. Don't say it. The more that you say it,
Yeah.
you're gonna summon her.
Beetlejuice.
That's what happened with Brock in the briefcase.
Dembella.
And Bang Bus, of course, going lowbrow. He says, I hope we get a lesbian angle out of all this in the end.
Who? How?
Wow.
How? Canales' baby?
I don't know which segment he's talking about.
action.
Yeah, it turns out Fire and Ice is the father. I don't know.
So
you.
the Usos interrupt the moment of bliss here. And they come down and they make fun of themselves, saying, we wouldn't miss Raw for anything.
Not for nothing.
Not for nothing.
It's kind of like that. It made me think of when New Day, when the videos came out of Xavier and the other two looking at him go, what did you do? It felt the same, but they were, I mean, these two are idiots. Sorry, not these two. The one, how many times you got to get busted? And he's out here joking again on TV about it.
It's not funny.
I thought it was in very poor taste.
Right. The difference between the whole New Day Xavier thing is that was a decision that 3, not 2, 3 consenting adults made. Okay, now fucking who's it, Jay?
Mm-hmm.
Right, Jay. Him doing this, this just happened a couple months ago, and now just make that conscious decision again to fucking.
Look,
and wasn't your father on the show last week? Smack that boy upside the head, man.
I just want to say this, and if you want to call me a prude for this, I don't care because I mean every word I'm about to say. People give Jeff Hardy shit because he just got busted for the drunken.
Well, he was sleeping.
Well, fine. I'm just saying people give him shit because he's always getting busted for shit, and we don't know what demons he deals with. And I'm not excusing his behavior. Jimmy Uso right now has every resource in the world to not have these incidents come up. And as a father, right? As a father, thinking about my children playing out in the street, and he's going 80 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone while he's drunk after multiple times he's done this, I'm sorry. This is unexcusable. This is inexcusable to me. I don't care what his storyline presence is in WWE. I don't care what impact he is, how good of a wrestler he is, how good on the mic he is. I don't care.
Suspend his ass at least.
Bare minimum, you need to suspend him. This is not acceptable. If you are trying to show, and again, nobody's perfect. And if he has problems, I want him to fix them. I'm not calling him a shitty person. What I'm saying is this needs to be corrected WWE's side. They need to levy something against him to maybe push him to rehab or push him to change his ways because this is unacceptable. You have children in your audience who are watching this guy who is a current face teaming up with your big face, Roman Reigns, and he's like, yeah, I got my 3rd DUI in a year. Who gives a fuck? It's unfucking acceptable. Unacceptable.
On the board, they're pretty angry. Stike says, so Jay gets drunk, drives 100 miles an hour, almost kills someone, and you give them a title match. Are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
Daniel Price says they shouldn't be acting hard and gangsta at all for a while. Just act serious, come to the ring, take your punishment, grow up, saying they're responsible for their own actions. And then Bang Bus points out, how bad of a drunk do you have to be to get caught while sleeping?
Yeah. I do want to say that maybe, possibly, this triple threat match out of nowhere, giving the OC the belts out of nowhere, puts them in direct competition with the Revival. So maybe this was WWE's way to say, okay, you guys are going to end this feud that we had building with the Revival. We're going to end this feud with them, and we're going to send you out. And you need to get your shit right.
You know what you do? You get them fucking away from the whole penitentiary thing.
Yeah.
Maybe give them face paint again, right?
Yeah.
They're doing the whole thing with Roman. Make him fucking. They could do the whole.
Or you can just give them jumpsuits.
I wonder, Rob, since you say that about ending the feud with the Revival, I wonder if they were supposed to transition the belts to the club, and they're like, "Fuck it, we're not giving them to you. It's just going to go right to the club tonight."
Yeah.
You know?
I can totally see that. I can see someone going, "You fucked up. Tonight you're going to be in the storyline. You're going to have this match. It's going to end your involvement with the belts at all. You're fucking out." And we'll let the Revival deal with OC at SummerSlam.
It almost makes me feel bad that I laughed last week when Cena joked about it.
Yeah.
Now in hindsight.
You have to take him off TV.
You have to.
Have to.
I'm just, you have to, WWE.
No,
you have to.
and what I would do is I would take one off, not both. Why? They're a tag team. Don't punish the other brother.
Yeah, don't punish the wife. Don't punish the other brother. Sure, absolutely. Let them do their thing. And again, I say this.
Publicly say it.
I'm not saying tie him up to the town square and stone him. You know, I'm just saying I would like for him to get help. Because as a parent and a person, I think his behavior is unacceptable and he needs to be brought to some kind of justice.
Oh, it was Jimmy that got caught.
Yeah, it was Jimmy. Okay.
Jay's married, right?
I'd never know.
Okay.
All right. So OC wins the title. OC wins the title. Let's talk about
Hey!
it. We just talked about
Out of nowhere.
We talked about what that could possibly mean, but now we have a club, or the Orange County, that has all the belts as far as U.S. goes in tag titles. Is this a steady run for the club being more relevant moving forward?
This actually just goes to show if you play ball right and you go by Vince's rules,
yeah,
you get a nice contract, which they got, okay, but now they also get the belts too. So
Yeah.
now things are going well for them.
Sure.
Okay. That's all I have to say.
Another shout out to Little Rock crowd. The Little Rock crowd was into this match.
They were.
Yeah.
They were.
Okay. Run short on time. Let's go. Let's see here.
I didn't even say anything about
hey,
that.
thank you.
Subscribers, thank you.
What topic was that I missed?
That was it doesn't matter. So segment number 6.
Tag belts don't matter.
AJ and Club have a celebration party. That's great. Segment 7. The Viking Raiders versus Johnny James and Cole Carter. Pure squash match.
Third week in a row.
If they should have
After
them.
beating the New Day, they've fought 3 weeks in a row jobbers.
Yeah. Enhancement talent.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Watch your tone.
6 guys we've never heard of in 3 consecutive weeks after beating New Day,
Yeah.
the hottest tag team
Yeah.
in the last 2 years, and you don't let the Viking Raiders build on that?
Yeah. My thing is, if you bring it, and again, I've never booked. I don't know. I'm just a fan. But I'm thinking if you're bringing a tag team in that's got some credibility behind them, and you want to build them within the division that you have, then you take some of the teams from that actual division and you have them beat them. Have them beat
The Usos.
the B team. Have them beat the Usos.
Right? This is the perfect time to do it, actually.
Actually, right. Have them beat legit tag teams, the Ascension. I don't care. Have them beat tag teams that are on the roster in decent matches. Let them show that they can not only squash people, but beat people with some adversity.
I think, actually, now that I think about it, it sounds like a crazy idea, but having them beat the Usos, I think that would be, you get the Usos off TV, that pushes the fucking Viking Raiders. Why not?
Anybody but enhancement talent. Look, Johnny and Cole, good for you, man. I'm so happy that you got to have some Raw time. Take that home. Celebrate with your family. Fucking do it up, man.
Yeah, you will never be Matt and Jeff Hardy. Sorry.
I mean, well, maybe we don't know that, but I mean, good for you.
Negative Adam.
But going to build
Realistic.
to build these guys, the first week with jobbers, enhancement talent, fine. At this point, though, they need to be wrestling people on the roster.
Could it potentially be because they don't really have anything for them at the time, but they also don't want to keep them off TV?
No, that's bullshit. They don't have anything for you. Again, so you don't have anything for Curtis Act for the B team. I keep going back to them, but they're a tag team.
But what are they going to do? Just beat the B team every other week?
No, but then the B team, and then maybe they got another random Frankenstein pairing of two lower card guys that don't get a lot of TV time. Let them beat them, right? That could actually spawn a rivalry between two lower card guys who lost to them, and then now they're fighting because they lost to them. It won't be a high semi-main event or a main event, but it could be something on a pre-show or something that you know.
Viking Raiders versus No Way Jose and
and Fandango. Yeah,
perfect.
Absolutely. Why not? Right? And we get to dance.
I would just take anybody. I want to see them beat a little more. Stike is correcting us, by the way. Ryder and Hawkins, they beat in week 2.
No, I know that.
Okay.
I know that, but that was the one exception to every other week.
And I think that's what's going to happen. They're just going to pepper in a couple lower card tag teams in the
but they're not
within WWE.
They're not peppering. They dropped one.
No,
right.
No.
Good. So we had our fourth Raw and fifth overall appearance, counting Extreme Rules, of the Street Profits, and they did a whole burn it down thing with Seth Rollins. Montez Ford talks about Angelo Dawkins is Gary getting Maria Kanellis pregnant? Is he the baby daddy?
Angelo definitely liked the pregnant women. He made that very clear.
I hope that becomes just like a weird gimmick.
Calm down,
yeah,
Gary.
one of those hand things.
Right.
I can say this: 4 weeks now, and the Raw crowd has not been able to see them in person. I'm going to trust the process. That's all I can do here. But I think it's obvious that they're probably going to drop the Undisputed Era at Toronto, in NXT Toronto.
Especially with War Games on the horizon.
Sure. And then they go main roster, full-fledged the Monday after. You have to let them have a live appearance the Monday after SummerSlam. You just have to.
Especially the way they come out. It's not just the normal somebody high-fiving or somebody doing their entrance pose.
Right.
They engage every single person that's anywhere near that ring.
Yes.
If you are on the floor, you are engaged with the Street Profits. That was evident on Sunday. Actually, yesterday.
Yeah.
It seems like so long ago.
No. I'm gonna dispute Berto here. Berto says, "I'm sorry, Rob, but you can't talk about the Street Profits. You're biased. It's good stuff, but it's not great." I absolutely will talk about it. And am I biased in some ways? Yes, but I have been completely honest about how I wish they would be used versus how they've been used.
Well, I think SummerSlam, that's the perfect time. That's the end of the one of the bigger shows, so they're going to start something fresh.
Brian
now
won't
also,
say it. He just won't say it.
No, I won't. Now, but the OC, they're the new tag team champions.
Yeah.
They need a fucking baby-faced, hungry team.
You think they'd put them right at the
No.
top? No.
I think
Maybe
they
in
would
the
program-
hunt. Maybe in the hunt.
No, if anything, they should have a TV feud with the Major Brothers or the B Team or something where they can showcase how good they are and just get over with
Like
no
you guys were
issues.
saying, get squashed by the Viking Raiders, right?
Or finally,
No, that was
have
his
the
idea.
match that we all wanted for them to have, Viking Raiders and them, right? Because the last one they had got interrupted and belts got vacated, and maybe that's the thing. I will say this: I think it shows an incredible amount. It shows an incredible amount of trust in them and a willingness or a desire to push them to high levels. The fact that they are having segments that are completely unscripted.
Iron Meds on the board says they should find Gorilla and just stand there and debate whether they should go out on stage and cut a promo.
I think that, yeah, I think
something that would be funny.
Yeah.
My thing is this. This segment was very,
Fuck
very
you for that, Berto.
very, very, very evident tonight. So evident that Street Profits are playing an amped up version of themselves. Because when you see Seth Rollins try to come in, and what did he say? He had to turn it up or something.
No, he had to put a little stank on it.
Yeah.
I know Seth's heart's in the right place. He's a bad actor. Those were not his words that he was told to say, and it didn't feel right. And the vibe to me got brought down to the promo because he couldn't hang with them.
Yeah.
It was like setting up a bad situation.
No, all he was there to do was to rub the Profits.
No,
Give
I
them
know
a
he
little
was,
rub.
but I'm saying him the way he was acting.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Nothing what he said. Just
Do
the way he
you think it
acted.
brought the Profits down?
No.
Okay.
No.
It brought. I think it brought Seth down.
I'll close this out by saying I agree with Daniel Price. Dawkins has to stop saying fam.
No.
You got to stop saying
keep saying
fam.
it. I love it.
Come on, Gary.
No, come on, fam.
Good. All right, next topic there. So Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. It was a no contest. Becky Lynch won because Alexa Bliss had quote unquote, air quotes, the ankle injury, which led to a Becky versus Nikki match where Becky won outright. And then Alexa was faking, attacks Becky. Natty comes in, street clothes. I'm saying subtleties, right? Subtleties, details matter. Street clothes, and lays in the sharpshooter. And can I say something? The sharpshooter was not laid in half-assed. It wasn't like I'm standing straight up, bent over, looking at my feet, how they do it. It was I am leaned into it, giving it to her. So hate Natty all you want to. Dislike her. I'm not a huge fan. But for me, this sold some emotional connection to their SummerSlam match.
It's still going to be weird, though, having it be in Canada, right? Because with the whole flip-flopping, who's a heel, who's a face.
Yeah.
I do think that they're going about it the right way, though. They're not really – they're kind of just – she's not a heel, she's not a face, she's just very aggressive. And she just wants to kind of get revenge on her attacking her at the – earlier on, like we were talking about, in the training session.
Sure.
It's because we don't know which is which. Who's the heel, who's the face here. One's being aggressive, one's being aggressive. We're about to go to Canada where it's flipped anyways, so what the fuck does it matter is what I feel like this
I
was.
feel Becky is definitely the heel in this one. She's got to be.
No.
They're going to boo the shit out of her. Yes, they are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Toronto will, absolutely.
So why not feed into it? Why fight it?
Because you embrace the bizarro land that is.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Canada.
Yeah, run with it. Let Becky be the fucking heel. Let the crowd cheer for Natty.
That's fine. I will.
Spike says if you don't want Alexa to get pinned, don't have her in a fucking match. He's mad about the whole ankle work.
Alexa, she didn't get pinned though.
Right.
They
Well,
stopped
no,
her.
that's what he's saying.
Oh, the ankle work's fine. She's a dirty little heel. She did a dirty little heel move.
To me, it was just to not do a 2 out of 3 falls match so they could go to commercial before they started Nikki and Becky. Is what I thought.
I don't think that was so
it was
obvious
a clever
tonight.
commercial hide.
I don't think it was so obvious tonight. Yes, they did things to hide the commercials and not have wrestling, but in the gauntlet match, the first segment with Cesaro and Ray, they went to commercial during wrestling. They didn't pause the wrestling.
Wasn't it in a thumbnail?
No.
Last week?
No. They
Oh,
just
okay.
went to commercial.
I missed it.
And then the rest of the gauntlet match, after the commercial ended, you would see the ref physically start the match. They was very clearly doing that, so you wouldn't think, oh, you're just trying to fool me into thinking commercial break. If you're gonna do it, just be open about it. Don't try to hide it in stupid ways. So I thought that was okay. Honestly, I didn't have a problem with that. Didn't bother me tonight the way it had the last couple Raws. So, Natty does the interview, and Natty says she would like to challenge Becky to a submission match, but Becky wouldn't do that, so I'm not going to challenge her. What? What?
She's projecting.
What?
She's projecting her feelings.
Is that what it is?
I think Natty is the one that doesn't want the submission match, right?
What? Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah. Meow.
Even though she's training to reverse the submission, she doesn't want that.
Maria Kanellis is taking pictures in the Raw room, and Braun Strowman comes in. She gives Braun a what to do about, what are you going to do to me? Nothing. You going to be my big bad monster? And then Braun growls. He just growls.
For an extended period of time.
Yeah.
That's what they've turned him into, Rob.
Ogre.
That's what they've turned him into.
Nerds.
Let him growl.
I mean,
that's what they've they've booked him into this.
is this going to be Maria's gonna get up with Braun because Mike Kanellis is not a big enough man, and Mike Kanellis' overall big story arc here is to beat Braun for the love and respect of his wife?
It's definitely like a cucking thing, right?
What is a cucking? What is cucking? I've never heard cucking in my life.
He's talking porn terms over here.
Come on.
No, tell me now. What is a cucking? I don't know.
It's like
cucking is when, like, okay, if Kiera were to just come home with another man and just have sex right in front of you.
That's
like,
cheating.
and
That's
you'd
not
have
cucking.
to watch.
No, but you have to watch.
Yeah, you're on board with it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
on board.
Yeah. You're like, this sucks, but
Yeah.
let me
You're like,
watch.
I can't please my wife, so
Right.
this stranger will.
Okay, we'll never have that example again, but I
that
understand
was
it
a
now.
strange example, Adam.
Yeah, thank you for that. Okay.
What?
Anything on
I was trying to keep it clean.
anything on the board?
Nothing good.
Yeah.
Berto says, "Oh my God, please move on from Natalia."
Well, we have.
Yes, I
Yes, we
agree.
have. So next segment here is going to be Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler comes out with the fake out on the Heartbreak Kid entrance. We all agreed during that he sold it short. He should have kept going. Should have had the fireworks, the pyro.
Fuck it. Hire like a 7-footer. Come out looking like Diesel.
He should have came down from the crane like against Taker.
Right.
This
Yeah,
whole- the whole-
kicking.
Yeah. Oh no, the fucking zip line. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Do the whole zip
Yes,
line.
yes,
Should have
yes.
yeah, should have done it all. Straightened his hair even.
Fuck Sonny.
Lose a smile.
Right.
Just like the crowds at his comedy shows.
I lost a lot of things.
Oh!
Hey, you don't know that. Stop that.
Well, he's not doing it full time.
Rocky says, "Stay on track, guys. Stay on track."
Okay. Ziggler comes
You
out.
got a little loose, Rob.
Yeah. Legends keep taking our spot, Seth. And then they have a match. Look, the Ziggler match. Who gives a shit? Let's get right to it. Brock Lesnar comes out, and just brutality. And I don't mean brutality like we've seen before, like bend over so I can hit you on the back with a chair.
Right.
F5s onto his ribs onto a chair. Say what you want about protecting yourself. They were leaving that shit to chance. Brian.
No, really. Like there's a way where I thought Seth, he could take an F5 and just kind of like land on his feet, but also kind of have his stomach over the top of the chair. No, Brock was just fucking tossing him, and like you said, we'll see how it fucking ends up.
Yeah.
We'll see where you land, and that's it. We'll roll with it.
We'll roll with it. Just brutality.
And you were saying I was being negative on this match, like because of what was happening. No, this Brock. I like the work. The fact that Brock gives no fucks about anybody else bugs me.
Yeah.
That he did this with his feud with Randy 2 years ago at SummerSlam. Just fling him wherever he lands. Good luck, Randy.
Yeah.
Tonight, I felt this was the same with Seth. He's like, hey, good luck to you. You figure out your own fucking landing. And one of those, Seth looked like his hip hit right on the wheel of
the
that.
stretcher.
That was later on.
Yeah. So
The last
Brock,
one.
Brock interrupts the ambulance, and then he gets F5'd on the side of the fucking. Look, that you can't gimmick that.
No.
Right. That's gonna be a real hit. You're gonna have to take that. That's a shoot hit, and you got to take that, and hopefully nothing gets broken or bruised. Seth hurt it. Even if he took some blood pills, he's fucking hurting here. Even if the blood wasn't real, or I don't know if it was or not.
Yeah, it was the kind.
It probably
that was
wasn't.
Gimmick.
Yeah,
it was
sure.
gimmick.
Definitely gimmick.
But no, that was the worst part in my mind too. Him getting F5'd on the fucking stretcher. Brutal.
Let me just say this: the complaint for forever has been, Brock Lesnar as a champion is never on Raw, never does anything but show up and win quick matches, or just show up in the ring while Heyman talks and leaves after 5 minutes. Now, I'm not saying that this is evidence that it's going to be a consistent every week thing, but his appearances have been more frequent, and tonight was a pretty damn involved appearance. Did he have a match? No. Did Hogan have a bunch of matches in the 80s on TV? No. I'm just saying, he came in, he brutalized the challenger, setting up an emotional connection. Tonight's entire episode of Raw was about setting up emotional connections to the feuds and matches you were going to have at SummerSlam. It brought you in emotionally, which is what we're supposed to do. This here, if you're a Seth fan, you're like, oh no, poor Seth, he's just getting destroyed. If you're just a wrestling fan, like, fuck yeah, man. I want to see some more of this. Adam, what's the argument against this? Devil's advocate.
I mean, the brutality was taken up a notch. The argument against it is that, AJ and Ricochet are fairly new, but most of these are retreads. We got the Samoan Joes fighting. We got Brock and Seth fighting. This feels very reminiscent.
Okay, that's devil's advocate, because I'm about to jump down your fucking throat for that. But yeah, devil's advocate.
That's what you asked for.
There was
Okay.
also Drew and Cedric out there, so that's
Now, that was awesome.
We haven't got there yet.
Right.
We haven't got there yet. But the point here
And
is
then the Usos decide to get in there first.
Yeah.
right. The point here is that yes, have we, to the devil's advocate, we have seen these feuds before, but have we seen them? Where we were again, the phrase of the night, boys and girls, emotionally connected. I think we were emotionally connected tonight, where normally we may not have been. That is my take. Okay. Real quick, I want to address Hillbilly Brent on the board. Thanks for being with us, bud. No Bray. What a bunch of bullshit and a typical Vince Raw. I want some blood and guts, motherfucker. AE-dub, AE-dub. Oh, my God.
I think Bray, I told him on the board while you were talking there, Rob, but I think Bray will be on tomorrow night because that's where Finn is.
Yes. Well, there's a good point right there, but also the additional point to that, which that is probably the best point, Adam, honestly.
Right. I mean, it's just logic.
Yeah. So my wife makes me
My wife.
Damn it, you beat me to it.
my wife.
You can't
It's
help
so
it. It just goes
dumb.
in your brain.
It's so
Kiara makes me this dish, chicken adobo, right? And it's my favorite meal that she makes me. It's so fucking good. I just salivate thinking about it. and I can eat 20 helpings of it, right? If she made that for me every night, I'm totally going to be completely over it. Like working at Taco Bell. I don't want to see another taco. But on occasion, it's fucking the best thing in the world. Don't wish for something that you like all the time. If you get Bray Wyatt every single week, you're going to eventually like, oh, God, there's Bray again. Let it fester. Salivate for it. And when it happens, it's going to be that much more special. And it wasn't a typical Raw Vince Raw. It was anything but a Vince Raw.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I don't agree with that either. Plus, we don't actually know. There could have been these little Easter eggs with Bray, right? With Sister Abigail in the background. Maybe. We still don't know. We haven't. Come on, we pay attention, but we're not studying the whole fucking thing.
Right. And Hillbilly, finally, my friend, thank you for being on. The AEW at the end. Look, I'm just going to say this. I hope AEW is successful as hell. I really, really do. And I hope WWE is successful as hell. I really, really do. You don't have to say, I hope this product sucks, AEW. It's all going to be fine. It's exciting times right now for wrestling fans. It is. Let it be that. Right? Adam, you about to say something?
No, I was going to compare it, like a job. You hate that job that you just left. There's a reason you left it, regardless of what that reason is. And now you got a new job and you're really excited. I feel like AEW is that new thing. It's so unknown that you're excited because you've been, to be honest, bitch slapped for the last 3 years by WWE. You're just like, wow. It's like a new bar opening in a one-bar town. You're just so excited. That bar could be absolute shit. I understand what you're saying, Rob. It's an unknown, and it's exciting. Now we got 2 bars in our town.
I think it's more like dating your girlfriend you've been seeing since, like, kindergarten. Like, you broke up for a reason, but you've known her forever, and you love her. You want her to do well. You want her to get her shit straight from what happened. But the new girls you're attracted to. You want to hook up with that. You're excited about it. But you don't want to shit on the old girl because you've been friends for a long time. Nobody wants WWE to get shut down. If you want WWE to go away, you're just not a wrestling fan. I'm sorry. I want it to be better.
Yeah, it's not like that would be good.
That would be horrible.
No, that would be terrible.
Yeah, it'd be fucking horrible.
We wouldn't have Saudi Arabia shows.
Okay.
Soji said, I'm lost. What topic are we on? And Berto said, we're talking about Steve Blackman.
Yes. Oh, we're always talking about Steve Blackman.
We wandered off.
It always goes back to him.
Okay.
7 degrees.
So the Monday Night Raw should have ended with Seth Rollins being brutalized by Brock Lesnar. Instead, segment 11 had Joe, Roman, the OC, Usos fighting backstage.
I forgot about this.
On the ramp, Cedric Alexander came down, Drew McIntyre. Why? Because Drew McIntyre cannot be in a feud by himself. He has to be in some kind of a faction or Frankenstein fucking tag team.
Well, you said everything's got to build towards SummerSlam, so this is where you get all your feuds out here. You got Joe versus Joe. You got Drew versus Cedric. You had, Usos versus Club if they're not locked down. You had everything.
Excuse you, OC.
Sorry, OC.
I don't need it all at once, right?
No.
I want to.
Especially all crammed into 10 minutes.
With a Superman punch party at the end.
Oh, God.
I don't want this. I don't want to have a big wrestler salad of storylines, and then I got to decide which part I like the best. Give them to me individually. Sell them to me as a standalone storyline.
I like the croutons.
Yeah, sure.
The tag situation could have been the croutons.
Sure.
They already settled it too with the fucking right in the middle of the show when they had the whole big match.
And here's
Why bring it back out?
And here's the other thing. Roman Reigns is a SmackDown product. Keep him on motherfucking SmackDown. Keep him away from Monday Night Raw. I do not want to watch
with the guy on Raw, though. You know this is going to happen.
Plus, he's the wild card.
Hey, good for Cedric.
Wild card, baby.
All right, we're running behind. Let's
get to the Smarky.
We're going to give you
Yeah. Lie to me, 50-year-old.
We'll do NXT later.
Fresh.
He turned 50 yesterday. He's not very fresh.
Recorded live from the White Table
I think he gets mad that we talk over
It's
Hunter's
the
live.
Smarky Awards.
I don't know why I even do the production. Why? Let me say this, Adam. Let's just do this. It's not that you talk over that. It's you talk over everything. Now, when I say everything, boys and girls, I'm not talking just about this podcast and the beds I do and when we talk. I mean every aspect of life Adam talks over it. When we're watching wrestling in the living room, Adam talks over it. If we're watching a TV series, Walking Dead, well, no, he's quiet for that. If we're watching other series, though, Adam talks over it. If we go to a live event at the wrestling event we're at this weekend, Adam talked over it the whole fucking time. Adam talks over everything. So much so that Kara's like, I'm just gonna punch him in his fucking mouth. I'm gonna swell his mouth up so he can't talk.
We're running long, and that was worth it.
Sorry.
He just had to get it off his chest.
Match of the night. Match of the night. Monday Night Raw. Board. Match of the night.
Bored. We don't.
I was letting him know. It's just letting him know.
He's not going to them first.
Brian.
It's like, what the fuck?
Brian.
Easy. Gauntlet match. Easy one.
Gauntlet match. Match of the night.
Yeah, no need to fucking dance around and add some fucking bells and whistles.
Oh.
Gauntlet match.
All right. So
Crappy scoring. Here we go.
Brian gets 2 points. All right, Adam, you want to start off like that? Cool.
Right?
Go ahead. Match of the night.
Rob, I really like that shirt too, by the way.
I'm gonna get really upset driving home if I lose this.
Go ahead.
Mike versus Maria is obviously match of the night. The man's pride versus laying down for his wife. That's telling everybody she's pregnant with somebody else.
Damn it! I don't want to give you a point for that, but I'll give you 2. I have to. It's pretty good. I'm gonna go match of the night. Brian got 3 there. Adam got 2 points. Match of the night for me it's fucking absolutely got to be the gauntlet match. So I give 4 points. Okay. Board.
The
match of the night.
Board match of the night. Triple threat tag team title match. Stike says. Berto says good night. He says peace everyone. Have a happy night. Enjoy your Tuesday. See you next time. CM Punk return confirmed. And then he drops like Mike drops and leaves.
Lies.
Right. Let me see. Nobody else is caught up to match of the night. Oh, Cesaro versus Ray. Rocky's picking just one part
That
of the
portion
gauntlet.
of that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right.
Bangba says Kenta versus Okada because normally this is match of the week.
Match of the week. You're
yeah.
right. Okay. You're right.
true.
My bad. There you go. Let's see. Pink Slip Award. Adam.
My pink slip has got to go to this version of the Moment of Bliss. The coffee talk view, 2 girls bitching. I like 2 girls bitching. It's called the Iconics.
Yeah.
This is a pale in comparison.
I'm going to give you a point just out of courtesy of having an answer. I think you're completely wrong. Brian.
Mine simply just goes to the Usos, both of them. Get them off of my TV. Get them out of my face. Who was it? We still haven't figured it out.
Strong. I approve this.
Oh my God, I got it, Roddy.
Yeah.
Was it Jimmy? Was it Jay?
Jimmy's the one that did it.
Jimmy, come on, Jimmy, get your fucking shit together.
Brian got 4 points. Good job, Brian. Mine is Roman. Just get him off my fucking TV.
You can't get 4 points in basketball.
Just get him off my TV, please.
Get him out of here.
Give myself 3 points.
Go back to the Monday pink slip.
Board.
Board match of the night. Soji's catching up Raw tag, and Bangbus agrees with me. He said the match before mine. Mike winning the title, or any title, he says, in WWE.
Sure.
Pink slip for Soji. Sami Zayn give his spot to somebody good. Pink slip for Bangbus Samoa Joe. I know he's okay with losing, but do we have to see him every week losing?
Yeah, I agree with that.
And Daniel Price says, pink slip the 24/7 title. Let Truth retire as champ and be done with it.
Nah, it feels like it has legs. Let it run for a little bit. If they're gonna mix it up like this, then it might have some durability. It's not going to be a forever title.
And pink slip for Stike, whoever gave Jimmy Uso a title match for being drunk.
So did you see the dirt sheets that apparently the 24/7 title was the brainchild of USA executives?
Yeah, the USA Network.
Yeah,
I did see that. The board was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Late pink slip. Rocky says, Samoa Joe, cut your hair. Pink slip till you do.
LOL award.
I got this one.
I'll go first. I'm going to say Montez Ford. The way that he breaks the fourth wall and talks directly into the camera and makes the facial expressions to the camera, I think is fucking hilarious.
Did you see him cross-eyed tonight?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. Go ahead, Adam.
Mine, I know that the EMTs and their attempts to treat his injury were laughable, but what was more laughable was the security guards that just sat in the little office while Brock Lesnar destroyed Seth Rollins.
This is Roderick Strong. I approve this message.
Wow.
Yeah.
Roddy.
Dude, the security guards are right there.
that
And
was so
those
good.
were real. Those weren't
Yeah.
your
You had
local
one job.
talent.
You had one job.
Brian.
Ooh, that wasn't me.
Yeah, Brian, go ahead.
I just had an LOL, but I just fucking forgot it.
You didn't write it on your sheet? Your production sheet that I spent so much time working on?
Braun Strowman's nipple rings. No, this is what it was. This is what it was. This is
You
what it
already
was.
got buzzed. No points
It
for
was
you.
the fan in the sign. It was during the first hour. He had a sign that said, "Why is your hair so wet?"
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
That was great.
There was
That
a
good
line.
LOL.
There was a line tonight. Oh fuck. I'm going to have to go back and find it.
LOL's on the board. Kicking the vagina for Rocky. Dawkins saying he wanted to break Maria's back for Bang Buzz. Corey just putting Brock on blast for his attack. Stike, you say that's LOL. Corey Graves 1 minute is total heel announcer. The next, he's getting mad about that attack. Soji says Corey saying, "Oh my God, she's healed."
Maria made a fuck up tonight where she got the words mixed up and said something about somebody putting it inside of her. I'm gonna have to go back and watch again
It was
to
the
find
baby, but yeah, she said it weird.
No, it was something. It was something about the storyline, and we'll get back. Maybe it was Alexa Bliss. It was somebody did something really fucked up.
LOL for Daniel Price. I think you were just wanting that to happen.
Yeah.
Maria's baby learning how to count to 3 while still in the womb.
Pusher barrier of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Pusher barrier of the night, Brian.
Where the fuck is Bobby Lashley?
Take a break.
Where's
Is that
Bobby?
a question or an award?
No, that's my. That's
break.
He's buried. He's taking a break
because because he's not on him for 1 week. You bury him.
Okay.
We've talked about 100 times that we like to see the guys kind of not
Yeah,
be on
you
every
fucking
week.
hypocrite.
So he gets a night off.
I didn't say that. You guys said that.
No, you lost another point.
Yeah.
You
Sorry.
can lose points in
Yes,
this game?
you're backtracking.
Since when?
When you
It's
hear
like
this sound,
Jeopardy.
that's a
Yeah.
negative.
No.
That's
well,
a
then,
negative.
okay, so then I'd rather not answer and not lose points.
Adam.
My push has got to be for the OC. Reunited less than a month, and they're all champs.
All right, 2 points for that one.
God.
Well,
How can you argue that?
How can you? Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, I guess
My
right.
push is going to be.
He's so mad right now.
I'm going to retread my push from last week. I think Cedric Alexander, once again, main event of the show.
Board's saying the same thing.
Big spots. He jumps off the fucking Titantron. Come on, give it to him, man.
That was probably the biggest spot of the night. I mean, off the Titantron, I would argue.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And the final one is going to be the MVP.
Ooh, wait.
What?
I got a Barry on the board.
What?
Daniel Price says we should bury Jimmy's license.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to give, you know what?
This is Roderick Strong.
Ooh.
I approve
Yeah.
this message.
Stike says, speaking of MIA Lashley, it's rumored he could be leaving after SummerSlam.
Ooh.
Was that a dirt sheet, Brian?
Well, dirt sheets are specifically for Tuesdays.
But I'm saying, have you read
Would
that
Lashley
somewhere?
go to AEW or to be done?
He'd more likely
Maybe
go to
back
like
to TNA?
Strike Force.
No, he might go back to MMA. I know that's a
Impact?
big thing too. Not initially.
No?
Well,
Japan?
I know he wants to
What
fight.
would he have to prove by going anywhere? But
It's not about proving, about making a
No,
living.
and plus he was a very successful MMA fighter.
But MMA, yeah, you can wrestle, or have what, 2 matches a year?
yeah, I mean,
make
you can
very
make
good money.
and I mean, it's still very grueling.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a cakewalk.
I know,
just because you only have 2
but-
fights, but still, he could do that. It would be less. It would mean less.
Dude,
less
you
of a
can
travel
kick my
schedule.
ass twice
Bang-
if you give me 6 figures.
Bang
Brian.
Bus is
Exactly.
saying Bang Bus is saying that he wants to go back to MMA. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. MVP of the night. I'm going to start this one. I'm going to give it to Paul Heyman. If he truly is controlling the reins right now, and no pun on that one, controlling the reins of Monday Night Raw, tonight was a definite departure from a lot of the shit we've been watching over the past year. The storylines were emotionally connecting. The talent was being used. The wrestling matches were full of actual wrestling. So I was a fan of tonight's broadcast. Brian.
Well, I'm glad you asked me, artist formerly known as RJ Black. But my MVP actually was also Paul Heyman as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Little notes about, like, you don't know if this is a Paul Heyman show. This was the Paul Heyman show because we saw Cedric do a dive off of a balcony.
Yeah.
Okay? Do
Yeah.
you remember a certain wrestler in ECW that used to do dives off of balconies too? A certain New Jack,
Sandman?
right?
Sandman?
No, he never did dives. He
Sandman?
was more of just
Oh, I thought you said die.
no.
Die.
So,
Get your Roddy button ready
yeah,
whenever
we
you
got
go
a
to
fucking we got an old school New Jack dive.
All right. Adam.
My MVP of the night is whoever offered to drive the Usos home.
This is Roderick Strong. I approve this message.
That's pretty good.
Daniel Price, MVP. Maria's very pregnant.
This is Roderick Strong. I approve this message.
Stike says MVP award Seth for taking that beating. You know, me and Rob were talking about this. The beating was vicious. It definitely takes their retread feud to another level.
Yeah.
But is this a good spot to put one of your top guys in?
What against
As far as the
I mean, the reckless abandon that he's thrown to gravity.
somebody who's also been prone to be injured.
Right.
I think some guys who could do that, like Seth, he's like he grew up as like a fucking wrestling fan. But if you did
No.
like the Miz wouldn't want to fucking take those bumps.
No, but what I'm saying is if
Do you
this
put your
was
talent in that danger?
If this is the B team
I see.
and Brock is flinging the B team around backstage,
right.
and they get hurt, is it such a bad thing? If Seth Rollins somehow got legitimately injured tonight, you fuck up your main event for SummerSlam a week away. Think about that.
They took some chances.
And he, yes, call it what you will, the way he landed on the chair in the ring.
Yeah.
If we slow it down, he tried to catch himself a couple times with his arm. Nothing caught his ass on the steel of, there's no prop of whatever those are, ambulance
He
thing.
took full impact on the chair and on the stretcher, is what you're saying.
On the stretcher, yes.
And
that
as-
is not a prop stretcher.
As somebody who I fell 2 feet and broke 3 ribs
On plastic.
on plastic, gravity is not a forgiving thing. It's just not.
Is there video of that, by the way?
I hope not.
I wish there was.
I wish too.
All right.
But you see what I'm saying. You're putting your
Yeah.
main event, a guy that could be, a top-tier guy for 10 years for your company.
I agree.
For what? For a spot?
No, you're right.
For a fucking spot? I didn't like it.
Anything on the board?
Soji says, yeah, but Adam have him get beat down with him selling versus lame promos and interviews. I don't know. Versus somebody's career or something legitimately happening there.
If it's just for the storyline, yeah, good job. But as far as like the longevity of the guy's life and career, probably not so good.
Yeah, there's look at what they do with crash pads and foam pads and other bullshit. Nobody was harmed in the LED break, a few weeks ago with Lashley and Strowman.
That's a good LOL.
Nobody was hurt there. Somebody was hurt.
Yeah.
Guarantee you that you can't sell that.
All right, that it for the board?
Nobody else.
Okay, so for the overall, the results of tonight's Smarky Awards is Brian, he was doing well, and then he bumped back to 8 points for Brian tonight. Only 8 points. Adam with 15 points tonight on the Smarky Awards. That is fantastic. Unfortunately, it is not good enough. The winner of tonight is going to be me with 16 points.
Wow.
16
I thought it was going
points.
to be like 15.1.
No, 16. So, Adam, you
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
I get to do Tuesdays with Brian without you. That's what I get.
can you? So,
That's a win.
Right?
is that a win?
That's a
That's
total
win.
win.
All
That's
right.
a big time win.
1 minute, Adam.
Oh.
It's the last segment of the night.
With Adam.
So real quickly, we got to be enticed and treated to Concord NXT. Rocky says he was there as well.
Hey.
Velveteen Dream beat Roddy to defend the North American. Breeze beat Grimes. Killian Dane beat Mansoor. You know Mansoor.
Man, sore.
Profits, great match. Way to hype the crowd up. Defeated the Forgotten Sons to defend their titles. Bianca and Mia beat Ripley and partner to be named later, a.k.a. Reina Gonzalez. Damian Priest beat Pete Dunne. I forgot a match. And Adam Cole closed out against Matt Riddle. I really enjoyed that. I got 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
This event was really, really cool. They do engage the crowd at these live shows. They had an announcer that kept pace between matches, coming out talking to the ring. It was really funny. He tried to say thank you, and the crowd wanted to chant 2 different words. I'm sure you can guess what they are.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I had a great time.
You also forgot one match.
I said I forgot one match.
Oh, the Velveteen and Roddy?
Nope,
No.
said it.
Oh, okay.
It was me versus anxiety.
Oh. Yeah, Brian versus parking
Okay, so
attendants
here's the deal. This is going to be a close.
in Cabarrus County.
Here's our closeout, right? So Concord, NXT Concord's in this Cabarrus County arena, which is in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, right? And so we pull up, and you got to pay $5 for the parking, right? And we're in separate cars. And Adam and Brian are in one. I'm in with the family in the other. So Adam and Brian only have $2, right? They don't have $5 to get in, right? So here's the deal. It's a big parking lot, and the parking crew consists of three fairly overweight, out of shape rednecks.
They had yellow vests.
Okay.
Though, come on. Let's not
with
forget.
with a tent, right? And they're like, "Here, $5. Here's your ticket." They give you this little like raffle tickets, right? Nothing, not a ticket you put in your window or hang on the mirror. Just little raffle tickets that most
The
people
ones
probably,
you can buy from drugstores.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
It's not even like a real one.
most people probably put. So Brian's like, "Well, I don't have $2," so they're like, "Well, just bring it out to me later. There's an ATM inside." I'm paraphrasing there.
Yeah.
So Brian the whole time
Halfway.
is stressing in this event, and he's like, "What if they tow my car?" I'm like, dude, it's 3 out-of-shape rednecks. They're not going to walk through the parking lot and look for every little boutique.
Plus, I mean, she's not street legal right now, so
Anyway, Brian was a fucking wreck over something that was clearly just.
But thankfully, Mansoor helped me. That match that definitely calmed my nerves.
Hey, if you want to see some cool pictures of us, actually by the in the BS area, don't mean bullshit. Really cool picture. Like you put some stuff on IG, right?
I did. Yeah, it's up on our Instagram.
Marked out wrestling on
it out too.
Yeah, Marked Out Wrestling. So you see some good backstage pictures with us, kind of chilling by the Legends truck.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. What a weird grouping. It was Lita, Giant, HBK, Rock, Kane, and I'm forgetting one.
Giant Baba? Giant Gonzalez?
You suck. Okay. I hate you.
Reina, what was her name? We thought
Rena Gonzalez.
We thought she was Stan Hansen's daughter. Yeah, she's got a cowbell.
I think she is related. So I think
she is. I feel like Reina Gonzalez is
great
right.
nephew,
or she's like Blackjack Mulligan's late great.
I've heard her reference to Stan Hansen. I've heard that. I think in a tournament she was in, maybe Mae Young. I think she might have been in that. Anyway, okay.
Ace Calhoun.
So that's our story. Hey, if you're still with us on the live board, thank you so much. If you're listening on the podcast, this is going to be the wrap-up portion of our show. Our final thoughts, our final takeaways of the night. I'll just say this. Again, you can listen to other podcasts and other YouTube shows, and you might get a host. It's like, tonight was fucking stupid. Everything was horrible. I found this problem, and I found that problem, and they botched this pin, and they botched that move, and they did that and that. And if you're listening to those kind of people, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you buy into that fucking hate and that negativity. Tonight was a good Raw. If you don't think so, then you're buying into that negativity. You're drinking the negative Kool-Aid. Tonight was a good Raw. It showed promise for improvement. It showed emotional connection to storylines. It just didn't suck. Did it have parts that you could shit on? Absolutely. My favorite TV show on TV is Walking Dead. I can go through episodes that I absolutely despised. That I had to fight to get through.
Or just even if they weren't bad, they weren't entertaining.
Right. And there was episodes that I enjoyed that had parts in them that I was like, that was kind of.
And there's the blow the doors off.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb. You didn't have to do that. So I'm saying if you want to shit on tonight's Raw, then you're just wrong. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
You are.
Okay. But
final thought quickly on the board. Bangladesh wants to remind you to turn off the stream, old man.
Hey, I've had some moments. Brian, Adam, anything final before we jump out?
I glass half full here. I don't think there's a lot of retreads and stuff like that that I think are problematic. If you want to go with your subtleties and some other stuff, I do 100% agree with you, Rob, that the road to SummerSlam got a lot of build tonight. That was the one thing. Whether you were entertained or not, like you were saying with The Walking Dead, the story developed its next chapter.
Yes.
In a lot of rivalries and a lot of feuds or divisions. And for that, I'm thankful.
Okay. Let's give Brian the final word of the night.
Sure. I just want to give a shout out to loyal listener Rick. He actually recently just reached out to us, and he shared that he just this tough motherfucker beat cancer. He kicked cancer's ass. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I just want to give a shout out to him. Fucking
hell yeah.
Way to go, right? I mean,
I didn't see that. That is so freaking cool.
Yeah, I'll show. Yeah, we'll. After we wrap up. But way to go, Rick.
I'm trying to find a good sound effect for him, but I can't now. I didn't have anything in time.
Roddy or something? I don't know.
Oh yeah, you know what?
This is Roderick Strong. I approve this.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah,
way to go, Rick.
Good job, Rick. Good job, man. That's fucking awesome.
Killer.
That's how we close it out.
Awesome.
So from us to you, have a great week. We'll talk to you tomorrow night for Smarkdown, and kick ass, Rick.
Housekeeping.
Come back later, please.
Housekeeping.
Not now.
Housekeeping.
Go away.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes. Stay informed through social media by following us on Facebook, facebook.com/markedout1, Instagram @markedoutwrestling, Twitter @SmartMarkShow. Join us live and subscribe on YouTube, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, or Twitch, Marked Out Wrestling. Listen to us using Apple Podcast, iTunes, or Podbean the following day. Send us your thoughts and opinions, or upload your custom audio segments to us using WeTransfer.com via email, markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. MOWP are members of the Electronic Media Collective and Bubba the Love Sponges, Bubba Radio Army. You can listen to us on demand on either platform. Get connected. Get connected.
Oh my God!
I said no. Okay, I clean. I stick finger in your mouth. Housekeeping.
Okay.
Okay.
Show me the money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Hello, Marked Out Wrestling listener family. This is Roddy Rob, the executive producer of the show, and I'm excited to tell you about some great ways to help us continue to bring you great pro wrestling fan perspective in the coming year. Visit markedoutgear.com and browse our new line of apparel and gear. You can grab a shirt or gear with some of our favorite catchphrases from the show or some of our original concepts. And don't forget to use the promo code SmartMarkShow for 10% off of your entire order. Independent wrestlers, we'd love to support your growth by offering you a platform to market yourself. Email us, markedoutgear@gmail.com, if you are interested. We will take a minimal cut while giving you up to 90% of the profits. Also, join one of our monthly tiers on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/markedoutwrestling, and if you choose the Marking Out tier of $20 a month, we will send you an MOWP shirt as a thank you. Finally, visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code MARKEDOUT, that's all caps and one word, to receive 10% off of your entire order of Al Snow's popular pro wrestling brand apparel.
Show me the money! Show me the money! You my motherfucker!
And thank you for your support.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by YouRecord Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.